What's he doing? Who's he talking to, and why is he doing it? What is your insight? I'm asking you, what do you think he's doing? Like, why is he doing this? Has he lost it?
I hope not.
Dude, you're talking about the guy who started SpaceX and Tesla. And now he's on Twitter tweeting the frog, trying to make it a profitable company. On one hand, tweeting that free speech is the most important thing and America's the last hope for it or we all lose to tyranny. And then the next tweet is his bedside Diet Coke habit with a gun. It's like the table of somebody who's about to commit suicide. Mm-hmm. And then the next tweet is fucking Pepe the Pig. He's trolling. At the very best, it's sophomoric trolling that should be beneath the world's richest man and founder of a company that single-handedly pushed the auto industry into electricity.
Yeah.
Am I wrong about that?
No. It's just a man mastering something that he's not meant to master. It's like Hannibal Buress trying to rap.
It's kind of exactly like that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, yo, Doug, you got to get back. You got to get your CEO hat back on, and
Well, he's got a $44 billion problem now. He's got an empty club. He needs people to come in.
So do you think that's what he's doing? You always got a wise take on shit. Do you think he's like just trying to get attention, like he's doing the Kanye thing? Like, is everyone just trying to get attention and shameless now? Is everyone acting? Because he's acting crazy. This is like crazy behavior from someone.
That would be really sad. It would just be really sad because, like you were saying, this guy is like he did a lot so far.
He's done a real lot so far. He's a visionary in a lot of ways. Even Stephen King was like, dude, I own a Tesla. I think Elon Musk is brilliant. He's like, but what is this? And guess what, Elon? I hate to say, I'm a fan. I own a Tesla too. I'm a fan. And I'm also going, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? Yeah. So I know Stephen King tweets a lot of fucking, he's like the Alyssa Milano of horror. I love when he gets woke. Stephen King's like gets woke and you're going, hey, aren't you the guy who wrote Carrie and fucking Pet Sematary? Don't you write horror books, dog? You know what I mean? It's like when Hollywood goes like, hey man, we got to get rid of the guns, but just make sure you see Diving Gun Guy with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock. You're going, aren't you the guys that just made Rambo? I mean, what the fuck? Everyone takes himself way seriously, and everyone thinks that they're not a hypocrite human. I mean, it's getting crazy out here.
Well, some people are saying now that Tesla is like the new MAGA hat. So if you're driving a Tesla, it's like wearing a MAGA hat.
Yeah.
Which I think is stupid. It's a good car.
It is a good car, and he did a good thing. But the point is you can kind of see where they're coming from because he's dog whistling one side here. I get it. One side was underrepresented on that Twitter. I get it. The Hunter Biden thing was suppressed on Twitter. I get it. But the way he's acting, you go like, what's he doing? Like, why is you're supposed to come in there. You're portraying yourself to be this unbiased arbiter and moderator who's created these councils that moderate the genuineness of accounts, the veracity of news stories, and is trying to promote free speech in a unbiased way to the best of your ability. And then you're coming in there and tweeting this shit and that is cheering on all these the people who are cheering you on. A lot of them are just maniacs. Like incel maniacs, Nazis, white supremacists. How are you not aware of that? How are you not aware of that?
No, I think he is aware of that. I think this is why he's a genius, because I think he's making up for lost time with the people who weren't represented on Twitter, because you had a lot of people who, it was overly woke. You had Nancy Pelosi kneeling with a kente cloth on for Black Lives Matter.
That's one of the best. That's one of the best.
So it's like,
that's one of the best.
You had all these people who weren't represented. Like like you said, you got to get people in the club because you own Twitter now.
When's the last time you think Nancy Pelosi had a black person in her home? I'll tell you when.
It's when she had the mirrors cleaned.
Yeah, when she was a vampire in 1600. And it wasn't there for a dinner party. I'm sorry I cut you off. You were saying something.
But I think it lends to his genius and it lends to his power because he gets people on Twitter by trolling. also representing the right side, but no one's going to cancel him because he's such a genius. We need him anyway. So it's like, you guys are not going to out me. I'm going to Mars. I can literally leave y'all behind. So by using his genius and by using his proclivity to knowing shit, I think he kind of makes himself uncancelable. And I think he thinks that right now. So that's why he's kind of going wild, because like, what, Neil deGrasse Tyson's going to get us to Mars? He's going to get us to Saturn?
I know what you're saying. I speak Gen Z.
Wait, was
the first part of that? I found like you sounded like you were trying to find your footing on what you were trying to say. And
no. I think he's going crazy because no one can cancel him.
Right.
He can do
that
anything.
Part I get.
He can do anything because he's so smart. No one's going to replace him. It's like, y'all need me.
Right. I get that part. And I think you're right. I think that's a good point. You're basically saying like,
and he gets active, and he gets people active on Twitter because there's a lot of people on the right who's like, "Yo, this is our space now. We can do whatever we want."
Right.
But and he owns Twitter anyway, so that's going to benefit.
I think what you're saying, and I'll piggyback off that, is like this is sort of the challenge of anyone who gets to the top. They get surrounded by a lot of yes men. They lose touch a little bit with reality, and they start being a little egotistical, and they've achieved so much they believe that they can do no wrong. Yeah. And they fly too close to the sun. It's one of the oldest, adage, like one of the oldest allegorical stories
Icarus.
that we have. They just like, you start to feel godlike and untouchable and beyond reproach, and you're smarter than everybody in all fields, and you're a comedian, and you're also the king of Twitter, and you're also the king of Neuralink, and you're the king of everything, and you're the king of the Ukraine. I mean, the guy tried to broker a deal. Between Russia and Ukraine on Twitter. That's almost as crazy as Kanye running for president after announcing himself as a Jew hater.
Yeah, that's like trying to buy a house on Craigslist.
Yeah, it's trying to rap when you're funny at telling jokes about peanut butter. It's like Nate Bargatze going, I'm so funny, I'm going to start cursing now. Bad move. You start to believe your shit don't stink. You make a good point. That's what's happening. That's exactly what it is. The kid believes his shit don't stink. Everyone needs him. I'm the smartest guy in the room. I know what I'm doing. I can do all things when none of us are.
I think he has leverage too.
Yeah, he's got leverage. I own it. I'm the richest man. And then you also are surrounded by a bunch of sicko fans. That's what happens to kings. That's why they always valued the jester, because the jester comes around, makes fun of you, and tells you the truth. But now Elon Musk thinks he's the jester and the king. You can't be both unless you're in Ukraine. Somehow that happened.
Or you're Rogan.
Yeah, or you're Rogan. But when you're around Rogan, dude, he's one of the most fascinating guys. And then I want to get back to this point, though. I don't want to lose it, but I want to get back to the point about Elon trying to broker a deal. I mean, on Twitter? I mean, it just shows, again, I've said this on a previous episode, but it shows you how Twitter makes us all crazy. Like, because I've actually tweeted stuff where I'm like, this is going to change the world. And I'll tweet it, and people are like, fuck you, get back to jokes. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. I should not be tweeting this. Twitter gets us all. I'll be like, I'm going to tweet the most profound thing. It's going to be like 1 million retweets, and people are going to see that peace is the way. And I'll go, and I'll tweet it, and then just immediately Peppa the Pig's like... And then everyone's just like, shut up, Yanni. You're such a letdown on Twitter. Tell a joke, clown. And they're like, you're right. I should be telling jokes because that's all I am, is a fucking clown.
True.
But where was I going just now? Because I wanted, because it just shows that Twitter gets everybody, because he's out there. He's like, he woke up one morning and was like, I'm Elon Musk. I'm the genius. I'm going to fix the whole thing with a tweet. And he did a poll, right? He did like a poll. He was like, who wants to see the conflict ended? And then the Ukrainian people were like, shut the fuck up. You're fucking dying over here. There's a war. We've been invaded. We're not just going to fucking give them a portion of our, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. It's like it would be like trying to solve the Israeli-Palestinian thing with a tweet. Just going, hey, who thinks Israel and Palestine should just stop it? Just stop. And everyone just goes 100%. And you're like, see, I solved. I mean, what was he thinking? It's arrogance. Naivete. Hubris.